makingascene.org brings you Crowdfunding is Begging, Not a Business Plan.
All right, let's just jump right in, shall we? This quote, wow, it comes from makingascene.org, and it really just cuts straight to the bone, doesn't it? I mean, for so many artists out there, this is the feeling. It's that awful knot you get in your stomach right before you hit publish on a crowdfunding campaign. It's that voice in your head asking, am I just asking for a handout here, instead of feeling like you're selling something with real value?
And you see this play out all over the place. I mean, picture it, a band. They're all crammed into a van, huddled around a single laptop, trying to figure out how to phrase their ask just right. They want to sound grateful but not desperate. Or think about the solo artist, sitting at their kitchen table, staring at a screen, wondering if the next move is to master their record or, well, just make rent. That's the real story behind that whole romanticized struggling artist thing.
For so long, we've been taught to see this whole struggle as just paying your dues. It's part of the journey, right? But what if that's not true? What if it's actually kind of a lie, a trap, a cycle where every single emergency turns into some big dramatic launch party, which, let's be honest, just leads to total and complete burnout.
And it goes way beyond just the emotional drain, too. It's not just about how you feel. There are very real, very tangible costs to this old-school crowdfunding model. Costs that are designed to keep artists stuck in that exact same loop.
And this, right here, this is really the core of the whole problem. The traditional crowdfunding model, it's basically a rescue mission. It's this big, one-time emotional event. And sure, it might get you through whatever crisis you're in right now, finishing an album, funding a tour, but it doesn't build on itself. It doesn't compound. The second that campaign is over, you're pretty much right back at square one.
Okay, let's talk numbers, because this is where it gets really eye-opening. Take a platform like Kickstarter, for example. You've got their 5% platform fee, then you've got another 3 to 5% for payment processing. So right off the bat, you're looking at losing almost a tenth, 10% of every single dollar you raise, and that's before you've even bought a single t-shirt or paid for one vinyl pressing.
And nope, it's not just a Kickstarter thing. Look at Patreon, which is supposed to be more of a membership model, right? Their standard platform fee starts at 10%, and that's plus all the other processing fees. The whole system is just built to take its cut, and that cut comes directly out of an artist's pocket, from margins that were already razor thin to begin with.
But honestly, the fees? That's just the tip of the iceberg. This is what makingascene.org calls the hidden invoice. Suddenly, you're not just an artist anymore. Nope, you're a fulfillment center. You're a shipping clerk. You're a customer service desk. And every single hour you spend packing boxes and tracking packages, well, that's an hour you're not spending writing, rehearsing, or actually creating. It's not a scalable way to build a real career. No way.
All right, so if that's the problem, and it's a big one, what's the answer? Well, it all starts with a huge shift in how you think about this. It's about getting out of the asking for help business and into the offering real value business.
And this slide just lays it out so perfectly, right? You've got two completely different mindsets. The begging mindset is all about, please, please help me make this thing. It runs on urgency, a little bit of guilt, and it turns your fan into a rescuer. But the building mindset, that's totally different. It says here is the value of what I'm creating. It's a system built on real commerce and a sense of belonging. Your fan isn't a savior anymore, they're a participant. And that leads us to this really cool idea of community ownership. Now let's be clear, this is not about fans owning a piece of the artist. No way. It's about fans owning proof that they were a part of something special. And in return for that participation, they get real, ongoing benefits that make their support feel like a smart investment, a valuable choice, not just a sweet, sentimental donation. So before we even start talking about any of the fancy new tech, let's get back to basics. The foundation is absolutely everything. You have to have a home base online that you actually control. We're talking your own website, maybe on something like WordPress, your own email list so you can always reach your fans, and your own store using a tool like WooCommerce. Seriously, you have to stop renting your audience from the social media giants.
Okay, now we can get into the Web3 stuff. But let's keep it practical, okay? Don't let the jargon scare you. Just think of these as tools that help you build trust. So, token gating? That's just a fancy term for a digital key, a pass that unlocks special content for your supporters. Governance? That's just a way to let your biggest fans have a say, maybe vote on a new t-shirt design. And transparent funding? It's exactly what it sounds like, a system that shows everyone exactly where the money is going. It's all about building trust you can actually prove.
So, how does all of this stuff actually come together to build a career you can live on?
Well, it's about creating what's called a sustainable flywheel, a business model that gives you two things you desperately need: stability and real long-term growth.
So think about your music business like this. At the very bottom, you've got your baseline. This is your stable, predictable income from things like memberships or subscriptions. This is your bedrock, right? It covers the bills, it kills that month-to-month panic. Then, on top of that stable foundation, you create these awesome spikes of growth. We're talking album releases, limited edition merch drops, special VIP experiences, all the things that generate a ton of excitement and a surge of new revenue.
And this chart really shows you exactly how it works. See that steady line? That's your baseline revenue. It's always there, keeping things stable. Then, bam, your releases and special offers create these huge spikes in income. And the coolest part? Each spike is fueled by the community you've been building. And in turn, each spike actually helps to raise your baseline for the future. It's a system that truly builds on itself. It compounds over time.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. Man, this sounds like a ton of extra work. And you know what? That's a totally valid fear. But here's the thing. This is where AI can become your new best friend, your most valuable assistant. You can use tools like ChatGPT to help draft your supporter updates and social media posts. You can use Canva to create amazing visuals in minutes. Let the AI handle the boring admin stuff so that you can protect what's most important, your time to actually create art.
Okay, I know that was a lot of information to take in. So the big question is, where on earth do you even start? Let's break it down. Super simple, super actionable first steps.
All right, here it is, your Stop Begging Starter Kit. Step 1, build that home base, the one you own and control. Step 2, create one simple offer. Just one, something you know for sure that you can deliver on for the next 6 months. Don't go crazy and overcomplicate it. Step 3, start using those AI tools to help with scheduling and communication. And last, but this one is really important, only add that Web3 layer when you have a real problem that it can solve. Don't do it just because it's the trendy new thing.
When you really boil it all down, this whole shift in thinking comes down to one single, powerful question that every artist needs to ask themselves. Are you building a campaign, or are you building a career? Is this just another temporary rescue mission that's going to leave you right back at square one? Or are you ready to finally start building something that can actually last?
Make sure you check out the other great articles and resources on makingascene.org, the place the indie artist goes to build the new music industry.